Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna everybody. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Good morning everybody, thank you for coming. So we'll chant a little japa here as usual. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Hare. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhaktavinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhaktavinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Can you put your little hotspot on? Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Yeah, just so you know out there, it's not about it so much. Well, it is a choice. We have a choice in a sense. Everybody has dormant love of Krishna in them. It's just, we're built that way. If you love your son, that means you have love of Krishna inside. So it's just, it's not like, it's just, it's in there. It just needs to be, it's dormant. It needs to be awakened. Dormant love of Krishna's transcendental form. It's in there. It's in everybody. Just needs to be awakened. And sometimes there's obstacles to that. Usually, there's a lot of stuff on top of that. A lot of the, people have, strong desires for other things. And other, just how it is. But it's inside there. It's just waiting to be awakened at the proper time, opportune time. Sometimes it's awakening faster in others to different degrees. And, it's kind of how it goes. What to do. Okay, so let's read a little from, how did I get that up there? Oh man, what's going on here? Here it is. Okay. What the heck? Okay. Here it is. I guess we're starting from the beginning again. Oh no. So this is Murari Gupta's glorification. So why are we here suffering in the material world? Yeah, it's a great question. So why are we here suffering in the material world? Yeah. Well, because of lack of love for Krishna's transcendental form, simply put. Yeah. And for love for this world, man, this is just love. Anything you love in here creates misfortune. So that's what the Vedas teach us. That's what the Bible, well, indirectly teaches us. Love for God gives us the benedictions, the boons, the freedom, and all that stuff. So that's why we're here. We're here because we're attached to this, and we're also here to get out of it, ultimately. Yeah. So this is the way. Especially now, you can see there's, where are you going to go? Everybody's lying to people everywhere. You don't know what's going on now. But love of Krishna is there. It's a nice, nice place to be. So anyway, cheer up. Yeah. Well, Krishna is powerful. I don't know. Maybe you're going through some lack of faith, and whatever you got to do, man. But there are people here. Why don't you look at, people here? There are a lot of people very happy worshiping God in this way. It's like, I was thinking when I was chanting this verse, Jesus said, I'm the resurrection and the life. And I'm chanting, I say, yeah, that's true. God is the resurrection and the life. It's like we're dead. And the Lord resurrects our life. He's that life, man, life of devotion. So it's here, it's in people, and so people are at different places with that. It's just like Jesus even said, all the devotees say, one must carry their cross. If you want to follow, the liberated souls, one must carry their cross. Everybody has a different kind of cross. Do you have a little cross? Yeah, we all got crosses. We got to carry it. We got a little bit of cross. You just keep going on. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, after Gaura had proceeded a considerable distance, he came to the temple of Lord Nrsimha, named Jayada. Yeah, he'll grant. Yeah, maybe you don't exactly want the God. I don't know. It's very deep. These things, Krishna, you and Krishna know this, and you might not know this. There must be something in you there. Like what I've always found is Krishna always has these. He knows all our states. He knows yours. Maybe it's even hidden from you. I don't know. So don't worry. It's part of it. You got your journey. She's got hers. I got mine. Everybody's got theirs. So, So I can't get into too much of this doubtfulness because I don't need it. I just doesn't. I need my resurrection of the Lord in my heart. That's what I'm interested in now. Okay. So maybe don't comment so much right now. You can message me privately later, but this is more, I don't want to go into a doubtful thing and try to clear, it gets me, I need this. I come here to meet with Krishna and not to go into doubtful things and everything. And I don't know if everybody else wants to get into that. I don't want to get into it. So message me privately and we'll talk about it or something, but not right now. Not at 4 a.m. in the morning when this is like my life. I need my life. I can't live without this. It exists for me. And later on, if you want to deal with all this stuff and, doubtfuls and all that, that's another thing. Okay? After Gaur proceeded a considerable distance, he came to the temple of Lord Nrsimha, named Jayada, and looked upon the deity with great delight. Out of love, tears fell from his eyes, became covered with pulakas. The Lord of all beings, who is dear to his bhaktas, then told the people an ancient history which illustrates the Lord's quality of subordination to his devotees. Once long ago, a man named Pundraya lived here. He was renowned for his ox-like strength, and he earned his living by growing wheat. You know what? I don't want to get too much into like a story like that right now either. See, I'm going to go on here. Okay. This is a fourth sarga. Krishnadas continued, "Listen, O ocean of mercy, to the sublime description of Mathura Mandala. First behold the very beautiful. Listen, O ocean of mercy, to the sublime description of Mathura Mandala. First behold the very beautiful capital of Madhupuri. Surrounding the city on all three sides is an excellent insurmountable wall, and on its eastern side the daughter of the sun flows southwards. On the northern and southern sides are two large gates, equipped with smaller entrance and composed of jeweled panels. To the southwest lies the king's garden and the embellishment which are inlaid with many gems. On the east and north of each of the city entrances with jeweled gates, they are replete with bejeweled places performing fire yagnas. On the northern side, oh God, why is all these details here? I keep getting, okay, I'm going somewhere else here. Why is this not picking up here? I wonder. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. There it is. Okay, great. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Okay, Anjalila, chapter 15. The ocean of ecstatic love for Krishna is very difficult to understand, even for such demigods such as Lord Brahma. By enacting his pastimes, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu submerged himself in that ocean, and his heart was absorbed in that love. Thus he exhibited in various ways the exalted position of transcendental love for Krishna. All glories to Sri Krishna Chaitanya, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and all glories to Lord Nityananda, whose body is always filled with transcendental bliss. All glories to Sri Chaitanya, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and all glories to Nityananda, whose body is always filled with transcendental bliss. All glories to Sri Advaita Acharya, who is very dear to Lord Chaitanya, and all glories to all the devotees of the Lord, headed by Srivas Thakur. Thus Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu forgot himself throughout the entire day and night, being merged in an ocean of ecstatic love for Krishna. Thus Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu forgot himself throughout the entire day and night, being merged in an ocean of ecstatic love for Krishna. The Lord would maintain himself in 3 states of consciousness. Sometimes he merged totally in ecstatic emotion. Sometimes he was in partial external consciousness, and sometimes he was in full external consciousness. Actually, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was always merged in ecstatic emotion, but just as a potter's wheel turns without a potter's touching it, the Lord's bodily activities like bathing, going to the temple to see Lord Jagannath, and taking lunch went on automatically. One day, while Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was looking at Lord Jagannath in the temple, Lord Jagannath appeared to be personally Sri Krishna, the son of Maharaj Nanda. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu realized Lord Jagannath to be Krishna himself, Lord Chaitanya's 5 senses immediately became absorbed in attraction for the 5 attributes of Krishna. Just as in a tug-of-war, the single mind of Lord Chaitanya was attracted in 5 directions by the 5 transcendental attributes of Lord Krishna. Thus the Lord became unconscious. Just then the Upala Bhog ceremony of Lord Jagannath concluded, and the devotees who had accompanied Lord Chaitanya to the temple took him back home. That night, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was attended by Swarab Damodar Goswami and Ramananda Roy. Keeping his hands around their necks, the Lord began to lament. When Srimati Radharani was much agitated due to a feeling of great separation from Krishna, she spoke a verse to Vishaka explaining the cause of her great anxiety. When Srimati Radharani was very much agitated due to feeling great separation from Krishna, she spoke a verse to Vishaka explaining the cause of her great anxiety and restlessness. Reciting that verse, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu expressed his burning emotions. Then, with great lamentation, he explained the verse to Swarab Damodar and Ramananda Roy. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "Though the hearts of the gopis are like high-standing hills, they are inundated by the waves of the nectarian ocean of Krishna's beauty. His sweet voice enters their ears and gives them transcendental bliss. The touch of his body is cooler than millions of moons together. And the nectar of his bodily fragrance overfloods the entire world. Oh, my dear friend, that Krishna, who is the son of Nanda Maharaj, and whose lips are exactly like nectar, is attracting my 5 senses by force. Lord Krishna's beauty, the sound of his words, and the vibration of his flute, his touch, his fragrance, and the taste of his lips are full of indescribable sweetness. When all these features attract my five senses at once, my senses ride together on the single horse of my mind. But all want to go in five different directions. Oh, my dear friend, please hear the cause of my misery. Oh, my dear friend, please hear the cause of my misery. My five senses are actually extravagant rogues. They know very well that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but they still want to plunder Krishna's property. Oh, my dear friend, please hear the cause of my misery. My five senses are actually extravagant rogues. They know very well that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but they still want to plunder Krishna's property. My mind is just like a single horse ridden by the five senses of perception. My mind is just like a single horse being ridden by the five senses of perception, headed by sight. Each of my senses wants to ride that horse, and they pull my mind in five different directions. In what direction will it go? If they pull all at one time, certainly the horse will lose its life. How can I tolerate this atrocity? My dear friend, if you say, just try to control your senses, what shall I say? I cannot be angry at my senses. Is it their fault? Krishna's beauty, sound, Krishna's beauty, sound, touch, fragrance, and taste are all by nature extremely attractive. These five senses are attracting, these five features are attracting my senses, and each wants to drag my mind in a different direction. In this way, the life of my mind is in great danger, just like a horse ridden in five directions at once. Thus I am also in danger of dying. The consciousness of each woman within the three worlds is certainly like a high hill, but the sweetness of Krishna's beauty is like an ocean. Even a drop of water from that ocean can flood the entire world and submerge all the high hills of consciousness. The consciousness of each woman within the three worlds is certainly like a high hill, but the sweetness of Krishna's beauty is like an ocean. Even a drop of water from that ocean can flood the entire world and submerge all high hills of consciousness. The sweetness of Krishna's joking words plays indescribable havoc with the hearts of all women. His words bind a woman's ears, and his qualities of their sweetness. Thus there is a tug-of-war, and the life of the ear departs. Krishnera, the word for word. Krishnera of Lord Krishna. Vachana Madhuri, the sweetness of speaking. nana, various, rasa, narma, dari, full of joking words, tara, of that, anya, atrocities, katana, description, naya, cannot be made, jagatira, of the world, narata, of women, kane, in the ear, madhuri gune, to the attributes of sweetness, bandi, binding, tane, pulls, tanati, tug of war, kanera, of the ear, pranaya, the life departs. Krishna's translation. Krishna's transcendental body is so cool that it cannot be even compared to sandalwood pulp or to millions upon millions of moons. It expertly attracts the breasts of all women, which resemble high hills. Indeed, the transcendental body of Krishna attracts the minds of all women within the three worlds. Indeed, the transcendental body of Krishna attracts the minds of women within the three worlds. The fragrance of Krishna's body is more maddening than the aroma of musk, and it surpasses the fragrance of the bluish lotus flower. It enters the nostrils of all women of the world, and making a nest there, thus attracts them. Krishna's lips are so sweet, when combined with the camphor of his gentle smile, and they attract the minds of all women, forcing them to give up all other attractions. If the sweetness of Krishna's smile is unobtainable, great mental difficulties and lamentation result. That sweetness is the only wealth of the gopis of Vrindavan. Krishna's lips are so sweet when combined with the camphor of his gentle smile, and they attract the minds of all women, forcing them to give up all other attractions. If the sweetness of Krishna's smile is unobtainable, great mental difficulties and lamentations result. That sweetness is the only wealth of the gopis of Vrindavan. After speaking in this way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu caught hold of the necks of Ramananda Roy and Swarab Damodar. Then the Lord said, "My dear friends, please listen to me. What shall I do? Where shall I go? Where can I go to get Krishna? Both of you tell me how I can find him." After speaking in this way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu caught hold of the necks of Ramananda Roy and Swarab Damodar. Then the Lord said, "My dear friends, please listen to me. What shall I do? Where shall I go? Where can I go to get Krishna? Please, both of you, tell me how I can find him." Thus absorbed in transcendental pain, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu lamented day after day in the company of Swarab Damodar Goswami and Ramananda Roy. To enhance the ecstatic mood of the Lord, Swarab Damodar Goswami would sing appropriate songs, and Ramananda Roy would recite suitable verses. In this way, they were able to pacify him. The Lord especially liked to hear Bimalmangal Thakur's Krishna Kanamrita, the poetry of Vidyapati, and Sri Gita Govinda by Jayadev Goswami. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt great pleasure in his heart when his associates chanted verses and sang songs from these books. One day, while going to the beach by the sea, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu suddenly saw a flower garden. Lord Chaitanya mistook that garden for Vrindavan and very quickly entered it. Absorbed in ecstatic love of Krishna, he wandered throughout the garden searching for him. Lord Chaitanya mistook the garden for Vrindavan and very quickly entered it. Absorbed in ecstatic love of Krishna, he wandered throughout the garden searching for him. After Krishna disappeared with Radharani during the rasa dance, the gopis wandered in the forest looking for him. In this way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wandered in this garden by the sea. Absorbed in the ecstatic mood of the gopis, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wandered here and there. He began to inquire after Krishna by quoting verses to all the trees and the creepers. The gopis said, O Chuta tree, Priyala tree, Panasa, Asana, Kivadara, O Jambu tree, O Akara tree, O Bael, Bakula, and Mango, O Kandamba tree, O Nipa tree, and all other trees living on the banks of the Yamuna for the welfare of others. Please let us know where Krishna has gone. Please let us know where Krishna has gone. We have lost our minds, are almost dead. O all auspicious Tulsi plant, you are very dear to Govinda's lotus feet. He's very dear to you. Have you seen Krishna walking here wearing a garland of your leaves, surrounded by a swarm of bumblebees? O auspicious Tulsi plant, you are very dear to Govinda's lotus feet, and he's very dear to you. Have you seen Krishna walking here wearing a garland of your leaves, surrounded by a swarm of bumblebees? O plants, malati flowers, malika flowers, chati yukata flowers, have you seen Krishna passing this way, touching you with his hand to give you pleasure? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continued, O mango tree, O jackfruit tree, O pila, jambu, and kovadara trees, you are all inhabitants of a holy place. Therefore kindly act for the welfare of others. Have you seen Krishna coming this way? Kindly tell us which way he has gone to save our lives. When the trees did not reply, the gopis guessed, oh, since these trees belong to the male class, all of them must be friends of Krishna. Why should the trees tell us where Krishna has gone? Let us rather inquire from the creepers. They are female and therefore like friends to us. They will certainly tell us where Krishna has gone, since they have all since they have seen him personally. Guessing in this way, the gopis inquired from the plants and creepers headed by Tulsi. O Tulsi, Malati, Yuti, Madhavi, Malika, Krishna is very dear to you, therefore he must have come near you. You are all just like dear friends to us. Kindly tell us which way Krishna has gone and save our lives. When they still received no reply, the gopis thought, these plants are all Krishna's maidservants, and out of fear they will not speak to us. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Nityananda, 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 Nityananda. Nityananda, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. When they still received no reply, the gopis thought, these plants are all Krishna's maidservants, and out of fear they will not speak to us. The gopis then came upon a group of she-deer, Smelling the aroma of Krishna's body and seeing the faces of the deer, the gopis inquired from them to ascertain if Krishna is nearby. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "O wife of the deer, Lord Krishna has been embracing his beloved, and thus the kumkum powder of her raised breasts has covered his garland of kunda flowers. The fragrance of this garland is flowing here. O my friend, have you seen Krishna passing this way with his dearmost companion, increasing the pleasure of the eyes of all of you? O dear doe, Sri Krishna is always very pleased to give you pleasure. Kindly inform us whether he has passed his way in the company of Srimati Radharani. We think they must certainly have come this way." We are not outsiders, being very dear friends of Srimati Radharani. We can perceive the bodily fragrance of Krishna from a distance. Krishna has been embracing Srimati Radharani. Krishna has been embracing Srimati Radharani, and the kumkum powder on her breast has mixed with the garland of kunda flowers decorating his body. The fragrance of the garland has scented the entire atmosphere. Lord Krishna has left this place, and therefore the deer are feeling separation. They do not hear our words, therefore how can they reply? The gopis then came upon many trees so laden with fruits and flowers that their branches were bent down to the ground. The gopis thought that because all the trees must have seen Krishna pass by, they were offering respectful obeisances to him. To be certain, the gopis inquired from the trees. Lord Chaitanya continued, "O trees, kindly tell us whether Balaram's younger brother Krishna welcomed your obeisances with loving glances as he passed this way, resting one hand on the shoulder of Srimati Radharani, holding a lotus flower in the other, and being followed by a swarm of bumblebees matted by the fragrance of Tulsi flowers." Lord Chaitanya continued, "O trees, kindly tell us whether Balaram's younger brother Krishna welcomed your obeisances with loving glances as he passed this way, resting one hand on the shoulder of Srimati Radharani, holding a lotus flower on the other, and being followed by a swarm of bumblebees maddened by the fragrance of Tulsi flowers." To stop the bumblebees from landing, on the face of his beloved, he whisked them away with the lotus flower in his hand, and thus his mind was slightly diverted. Did he or did he not pay attention while you offered him obeisances? Kindly give evidence supporting your words. Separation from Krishna has made these servants very unhappy. Having lost consciousness, how can they answer us? Separation from Krishna has made these servants very unhappy. Having lost consciousness, how can they answer us? Saying this, the gopis stepped onto the beach by the Yamuna River. There they saw Krishna beneath the Kadamba tree. Saying this, the gopis stepped onto the beach by the Yamuna River. There they saw Krishna beneath the Kadamba tree, standing there with his flute to his lips. Standing there with his flute to his lips, Krishna, who enchants millions upon millions. Krishna, who chants millions upon millions of cupids, attracted the eyes and the minds of all the world with his unlimited beauty. Attracted the minds, the eyes and the minds of all the worlds with his unlimited beauty. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw the transcendental beauty of Krishna, he fell down on the ground. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw the transcendental beauty of Krishna, when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw the transcendental beauty of Krishna, he fell down on the ground, unconscious. At that time, all the devotees headed by Swarab Damodar Goswami joined him in the garden. Just as before, they saw all the symptoms of transcendental ecstatic love manifested on the body of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Although externally he appeared bewildered, he was tasting transcendental bliss within. Just as before, they saw all the transcendental symptoms of ecstatic love manifested in the body of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Although externally he appeared bewildered, he was tasting transcendental bliss within. Once again, all the devotees thought Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Once again, all the devotees brought Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu back to consciousness. By a concerted effort, then the Lord got up and began wandering here and there, looking all around. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "Where has my Krishna gone? I saw him just now, and his beauty has captivated my eyes and my mind." Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "Where is my Krishna gone? I saw him just now, and his beauty has captivated my eyes and my mind." Why can't I again see Krishna holding the flute to his lips? Why can't I again see Krishna holding the flute to his lips? My eyes are wandering in hopes of seeing him once more. My eyes are wandering in hopes of seeing him once more. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then recited the following verse. This was spoken by Srimati Radharani to her dear friend Vishaka. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then recited a verse which was spoken by Srimati Radharani to Vishaka. My dear friend, my dear friend, the luster of Krishna's body is more brilliant. The luster of Krishna's body is more brilliant than that of a newly formed cloud. My dear friend, the luster of Krishna's body is more brilliant than that of a newly formed cloud, and his yellow dress is more attractive than a newly arrived lightning. Peacock feather decorates his head, and on his neck hangs a lovely necklace of brilliant pearls. As he holds his charming flute to his lips, his face looks like as beautiful as the full autumn moon. As he holds his flute to his lips, his face looks as beautiful as the autumn moon. By such beauty, Madan Mohan, the enchanter of Cupid, is increasing the desire of my eyes to see him. By such beauty, Madan Mohan, the enchanter of Cupid, is increasing the desire of my eyes to see him. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continued, Sri Krishna's complexion is so polished as powdered eye ointment. It surpasses the beauty of a newly formed cloud and is softer than a blue lotus flower. Indeed, his complexion is so pleasing that it attracts the eyes and the minds of everyone. And he is so powerful that it defies all comparison. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. 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 Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. My dear friend, please tell me, what should I do? Krishna is so attractive, has a wonderful cloud, and my eyes are just like Chataka birds, which are dying of thirst because they do not see such a cloud. Ah, Krishna. Chapter 4, Adi Lila. The confidential reasons for the appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Text 1. By the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. These guys have their conversation. By the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, even a foolish child can describe the real nature of Lord Krishna, the enjoyer of the pastimes of Raj, according to the vision of the revealed scriptures. All glories to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All glories to Nityananda, and all glories to Advaita Acharya, and all glories to all the devotees of Lord Chaitanya. Are you okay? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I have described the meaning of the 4th verse. Now, devotees, kindly hear the explanation of the 5th verse. Word about what? What are you guys? I don't know how to have so many words. What's going on here? Some mirrors. So why are we here suffering in this material world? It's attachment to the world that causes suffering. What's so hard to understand? We're attached to this world that causes suffering. That's the lesson. That's what the Vedas teach us. That's what our experience teaches us. Attachment to Krishna is the most wonderful thing. It's like here, I was looking really miserable. It was the most wonderful thing. You want this kind of misery? I love this kind. This kind of misery is wow. I've won the lottery. You want to win the lottery too? Just keep hanging out here. And you wonder why there's suffering? Attachment to this world. Attachment to your child, man. Attachment to your wife. Attachment to all this bullshit in this world. That's suffering. It's suffering. Always will be suffering. Always was suffering. Is that too hard to understand? It talks about it in Vedas, right? Didn't you suffer with attachment to all this bullshit? Yeah, and get attached to Krishna, and then you can experience this kind of suffering. It's wonderful, man. Incredible bliss. And even though externally it looks bewildering and all that stuff, just like you read there, it's all, what is going on? Why is that guy happy and miserable? What? Well, anyway, that's its style, man. Yeah. Either you get attached to this and feel the real suffering, or the boon of separation from Krishna by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. It's a gift to the world now. Okay? Simple. Okay? Why are you suffering? It's attachment to the world. Attachment to your little child over there. That causes you suffering. Causes you a little, oh, I'm so happy. And then, that's the world, man. Attachment to women, attachment to that, attachment to this. This is the way out. Attachment to Krishna's transcendental form, and the union and ecstasy, the what do you call it? Union and separation. So simple, huh? Black and white. Attachment to the world causes suffering. Attachment to Krishna. Well, attachment to the world causes. It's not like, it's you get happiness and distress here, right? Remember, you get, oh, I got my husband, I got my wife, I got my child. So nice, woo, and then woo. It's just up and down on the material, because it's the Lord's external energy. It's his shadow, darkness. So that love of Krishna can be transferred into the Lord's transcendental form. Yeah. And this is this is topmost stuff, though. Is there anybody teaching this in this world? By demonstration and by theology and Siddhanta? I haven't heard anybody. Yeah. Describing it. It's like, sometimes we're out of our mind in God, and sometimes in the right mind for teaching, so people don't get bewildered by it. Think it's just like the suffering in the world. No, this is our way out, man. The Lord just wants to give the highest thing for whoever really wants it. You see, Lord Chaitanya was in this deep, apparent suffering. Where is Krishna? All that. It's a mellow. Wonderful transcendental mellow, searching for Krishna, all that. The Lord wants and said, well, hey man, that's the residence of Vrindavan. It's called the topmost way of worshiping the Lord. It's the most tasty thing, gives the Lord the greatest happiness, the greatest intimacy between the soul and God. It's like he's revealing his greatest, most confidential secret. Like right here, this chapter. Yeah, the confidential reason for the Lord to come here is what you've seen here today and every day, and what many of you are experiencing now. Okay? And if you're not anybody here, well, you can take the mercy of the devotees who have this boon. They're getting this mercy. Associate with them, hear their classes, talk to them, really desire it. See, the desire for it is really great. It gets confusing. Why create this material house of mirrors? Create, well, it's the world is, it's like created, it's a dream, the Lord. Yeah, it's like, it's like there's light and dark on the material level. Well, also there's spiritual truth, and then there's this falsehood. It's like twisted darkness thing, So anyway, we're in this. Now, the point is, why forget about that? Just let's get out. This is the way out, man. This is great. You can live in this world and relish mellows, man. Live in this world and not be caught up in what's, what's going on now. You don't know what's going on now. This stuff. They're already chipping. They're already ready for the chips. It's already coming out, rolling out. Don't even want to think about it, but all this stuff is rolling out. This is, I don't know of any other escape but this, right? Lord Chaitanya is our doctor and our protector and all of that, Yeah. else you guys are saying here. So why are we here? Suffering, okay? Yeah, suffering is attachment. All our attachments to this. We're very fortunate. We've been given this gift of sadhu sangha and attachment to Krishna, even the ones whoever's more deeply attached to his transcendental form. It's a great gift for us, because what would we do without it? What would we see without it? You just see the darkness. You'd be in the dark, right? Yeah. Here, the Lord has given us the light. See, to those who worship him with loving ecstasy, I give them the understanding. See, the understanding is the light. I give them real knowledge. See, that's the light, man. That's the truth. It illuminates our way in this world. Otherwise, we're just going through the darkness, bumping. Everybody is just bumping into the walls. They can't, more or less, they're just in this. Light is devotion to Krishna, man. Devotion is the light in this world. It illuminates the truth like this. These scriptures are written by devotees who had deep ecstatic love. See, and it's our light in this world. It ignites that. But even on the Vaidhi level, you're still more or less not seeing everything. It's just, so why not fulfill our God-given desires and allow us to be God? We're talking about Satamananda, desires to be God. How can you be God? It's not. It's an illusion. How can you be God? We're built for this part and parcel. We're eternally part and parcel. So the Lord gives that merging thing into his body, but but we're always individual consciousness. It's just who we are. Can't be God. God, Krishna is his individual self. We're here to have relationship with him. Yeah. To be God, that's a big illusion. That's why nobody wants that merging thing. Dude, he does so-called Mayavadi. Okay, anyway. Oh boy, all this talk here. Yeah. All right. So I have given the essential meaning of the fourth verse. This incarnation, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu descends to propagate the chanting of the holy name and spread love of God. Although this is true, this is but the external reason for the Lord's incarnation. Please hear one other reason, the confidential reason for the Lord's appearance. The scriptures proclaim that Lord Krishna previously descended to take away the burden of the earth. To take away this burden, however, is not the work of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The maintainer, Lord Vishnu, is the one who protects the universe. I read the word for word on this. Swayam Bhagavanera. Of the original Supreme Personality of Godhead, karma, the business, nahe is not, baram, haram, taking away the burden, shikrita, the maintainer, Vishnu, Lord Vishnu, karena, does, jagat palana, protection of the universe. Yeah, so it's not Krishna's job to take away the burden of this earth. But it just happens automatically. By him relishing mellows as a devotee, automatically the burden of the earth is taken away. See, the burden of the earth, weight, right? You ever feel karma as weight, baggage, karmic baggage? You ever heard of that? This takes the weight that worldliness away, just naturally relishing mellows. So the Lord wanted to come here and relish mellows before the public, and in this way take away the burden of the earth incidentally, because people just get into relishing these mellows. He's giving himself as he is. He's very merciful. He's very kind to the people. As an incarnation, doesn't just take away the burden of the earth. It's like Vishnu can take away the burden of the earth given rules, regulations, and it takes away some burden, but not all of it, and not very powerfully. It's hard. So the Lord Krishna, Lord Chaitanya said, I'll come here and take away the burden of the earth just simply by relishing mellows. And the same thing here. Whoever becomes attracted and start, see, the devotees, when they start to taste these transcendental mellows, they start to get an intelligence and understand the motive and the reason and of the Lord and the purpose of bhakti and its strength, its value, its power, and that's what they preach, so that people can become close to it. It's like, if there's a treasure somewhere, okay, and the treasure is there, but you can't see it because it's covered over, right? There's a treasure. Say there's gold right there. It's right there in a certain place. See, the devotees know, if they know how to access that gold, they know where it is. People don't. And treasure is always, when a devotee is here, this was a preaching of Jesus and Lord Caitanya, and now here. Treasure is available somewhere, but people don't know how to access it, don't know where it is, because they're blind because of being lack of devotion. Okay? So the devotees who are accessing that treasure get intelligence, get a kind of understanding. Okay? And they come here and say, hey man, here's how you access the treasure. So the treasure is where the devotee is. The way, the path is where the devotee is. It's like Jesus taught, I'm the way, the truth, and the life. Okay? So they're the treasure. The devotee is the treasure. That's why you see people getting the treasure by associating with their guru. They feel very appreciative. They feel it's a great treasure. Just by chanting their guru's name, they go into ecstasy. You ever notice that? Well, that's because it's treasure. Yeah, Krishna, you found the treasure. You understand the treasure. And that's why you see they preaching a lot about Guru Tattva. I got it through my guru. This is how you go. See, if you follow that way, then you'll get that. But you gotta also, some of the devotees, they went through a lot to get this. A lot of purification. So that's all that stuff we carry. Yeah. So the treasure is this bhakti, and the path is the devotee, man, empowered with the message that awakens bhakti. If you believe from your heart in a devotee who's an experienced devotee of the highest grade of bhakti given to the planet, you believe in them, then you'll get this. With your heart and soul, you believe in the message they teach, that it's authentic. Is this what Jesus taught? He said, Lord, give them the Holy Spirit like I have, because they believe my words that were given by you. Just like I believe in your words, and I gave them these same words to you. That's Guru. See, by their word, ignorance is destroyed. So they believe in their heart, honestly, sincerely, in the word that I gave them came from you. Okay? And so therefore, make them as we are. Do you become as your guru? You're able to relish mellows also. Okay? That's the path. Otherwise, if you don't believe this preaching, you don't get this mellows. It's simple. Go listen to your other gurus out there. What are they giving? What do they have? What they have is the best they can give, right? Are they relishing mellows of union and separation, like you read about in the book? Is your guru confirming that they are actually a representative of Lord Chaitanya's ecstasy and mood, or not? Simple, right? What's so difficult to understand? Okay? Okay? So if you don't listen here, you'll listen somewhere else. Listen to your own mind, or listen, own speculations. Listen to speculations of other teachers and gurus in Vaishnavism. Yeah. Hey, bottom line is, man, do you represent Lord Chaitanya or not? You don't need any paper to do that. Do you need a thing on the wall? Do you need anybody out there in a group to tell you, well, we'll say that you represent Lord Chaitanya, but you got to do what we say. You got to believe what we believe. We're we believers. Yeah, that ain't happening here. No, it's just we're here to teach what real bhakti is. We're here to teach what the real disciplic line is. That's been really obscured for a long time, actually. Yeah, people believe in seminal. Yeah, I can't believe it in Vaishnavism. Still, they believe in seminal lines. Here they got, well, I'm a representative of the Goswamis, man. My grandfather was a Goswami. Yeah. Do you have this ecstatic love? Do you have union and separation proven in your own, that the Lord is living inside you, Lord Chaitanya? Then you're a real Goswami because the Lord is in you and manifesting his love in this world of union and separation and relishing devotional mellows? Or are you just going by, well, my grandfather was, and my father and grandfather in line is like that. But look at me. All I am is a dry guy with a nice white, they're wearing white and nice silk borders, and all you see gold often, Goswami, let's see, we're really prestigious. No, or do you represent Lord Chaitanya's bhav, man, bhakti, relishing union, separation, mellows? Yeah. See, all this becomes clear when you taste this bhakti, and you can explain it clearly. Is it like, doesn't it become like common sense? You couldn't see it before because people are obscuring all this stuff with speculations. They take the book and speculate on it. It's all here. It's just all obvious, directly and indirectly. It all infers everything we talk about and also directly explains it. Tough love, no pain, no gain, wishy-washy stuff if you really love. Yeah. Yeah. So we all have our cross to bear. Hey, man, cheer up. You're in the right place. You're in a very rare place. If you don't get it now, I'll just keep commenting on this. How many places can you see with this kind of bhakti? Okay, so you can't have it. Well, you expect to be like the guru right away? You don't know how many lifetimes they've been working on this or manifesting this. Hey, at least you're there in the right place. So if you can't love the Lord like this, which most people can't, follow the rules and regulations, they can't even do that, well, work for the disciplic line and be happy with that until you do. Develop some faith in the scriptures by doing that, and you'll see, oh, wow, I feel connected. Can ecstatic devotee tell? Can the ecstatic devotee tell that self-centered cowherd boy, I'm coming for him? Yeah, good. Come for him. It's good. He'll come for you. So, to take away the burden of the earth is not the work of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The maintainer, Lord Vishnu, is the one who protects the universe. So Lord Chaitanya came and said, I'm going to do everything. Here I'm going to relish these mellows, okay, and give them to others, and that where they can worship the Lord like I do, and they'll be protected by that. They'll be purified by that way of worship. They'll be inspired by that way of worship. They'll get everything from that way of worship. There's no other extraneous thing you do, this rule, that rule, all these things, no, all you have to do is worship the Lord like that. He gives the potency so that we can do that. Okay? Sometimes there's blockages in this from our, we have heavy stuff in there, and so, It's part of it. The desire for this burns away all this other stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Nice verse. So, but the time to lift the burden of the world mixed with the time for Lord Krishna's incarnation. See, you notice when Lord Krishna comes here, he does those two things. Lord Krishna and Lord Caitanya, they always do these two things. The only difference between Krishna and Lord Caitanya is Krishna just gave around Vrindavan mainly, and only to very qualified people. And then he just killed the demons, giving them liberation. Only up to that point. See? So, and because if you are not a great saint, you couldn't really get this devotion. You would just kill the demons, to release the burden of the earth. Okay? And then give and do devotional exchanges in Vrindavan, seal it up. It's like a fortress there, You couldn't really get in. So that's what he did. And Lord Caitanya, when he came here, he said, for a long time I haven't given this public, so I'll come here and relish my loving Krishna, just like if Radharani was in Vrindavan loving Krishna. So and it was sealed, nobody could see it except the gopis. He said, I'm just going to do this here, loving Krishna, before the public. They're going to see the ecstasy that Radha has. Like we're just reading about it is very powerful. Chanting these verses. Yeah, so I'm going to do this publicly, and in this way, people will see this, and many will become attracted. They see, so just like in the Vrindavan, because it's very amazing, it's very different, very attractive, and then a lot of, it said a lot of people didn't understand these devotional mellows. Of course they didn't. But he still did it. He still worshiped the Lord like that because it's very purifying. And then he had people teach about it. That's why they wrote the books. And even back then, they would say, well, this is Lord Caitanya, and he's actually the Supreme Lord, came here and he teaches. See, they taught people like this, just like we do now. See, just like here, you'll see the devotees will also step in and help people. People will come and they'll be seeing like either me or somebody else that gets this qualification and relishing mellows publicly like this. And you guys will assist and help out. And as people come onto the thing here and say, what's going on? Why is he crying? You'll go up and say, well, this is because you'll teach about the Siddhanta of Transcendental mellows. And we work together like that. That's the way they did it 500 years ago. Because it is unusual and bewildering to people. They don't know, what is it? We never seen it. Well, now you see it, and we'll teach about it in different ways. When people make comments like this on there, you can come and step in there and say, well, this is called Transcendental mellows, and this is a path, and whatever. Krishna will give them the words. So in this way, we work together because it's not a one-person job. Everybody, this is given to all of us, whoever is becoming aware of this. How important this mission is, actually, especially nowadays. Okay? People coming here are the first fruits. This is a very high, deep thing. Most Vaishnavas don't understand what we're doing here. Most gurus and illustrious ones, according to the world, they don't understand. But the Lord is giving people coming here the understanding. Just like when Jesus was preaching, most people just came for the healings and then they went away. They didn't come follow him. And he was left with 11 people who believed in him heart and soul. And they knew it. They said, well, we're the first fruits. They could see most people weren't sticking. They come, give us healing, Jesus. And they went away and did their material life. These 11 stuck. And they knew, we're the first fruits of this. Most people can't understand this. And it's the same thing now. It's a revival of this 500 years ago. And the first fruits are those who come and the message touches their heart. See, like this, and we work together to help people understand. When I feel greedy and thirsty in the right, Tuka Krishna Das back into the material. Look, God demands my love, and I don't. He will flick me up like an ant. God doesn't demand anyways. It's are you interested in awakening your dormant love for him and for his transcendental form? That's what's being given in this Kali Yuga. When you make the right connection, do you really want this? So it's a desire. And in due course, you'll get it. You can't force a flower to grow. This is where it's happening, and in due course, things will happen. It's just like I remember Rivers. I gotta have this. I want it, and then she got it. In due course, she got it. Because everybody else like that will be like that. Okay, so. Next verse. When the complete Supreme Personality of Godhead descends, all other incarnations of the Lord meet together within him. So when the complete Supreme Personality of Godhead descends, all other incarnations of the Lord meet together within him. Lord Narayan, the four primary expansions, Vasudeva, Lord Narayan, the four primary expansions, Vasudeva, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha, Matsya, and other Leela incarnations, the Yuga avatars, the Man avatar incarnations, and so many other incarnations as there are, all descend in the body of Lord Krishna. In this way, the complete Supreme Godhead, Lord Krishna himself, appears. At that time, therefore, Lord Vishnu is present in the body of Lord Krishna, and Lord Krishna kills the demons through him. Thus, killing of the demons is but secondary work. I shall now speak of the main reason for the Lord's incarnations. The Lord's desire to appear was born from two reasons. The Lord wanted to taste the sweet essence of the mellows of love of God, and he wanted to propagate devotional service in the world on the platform of spontaneous attraction. Thus he is known as supremely jubilant and as the most merciful of all. See, so the Lord's desire to appear was born of two reasons. The Lord wanted to taste the sweet essence of the mellows of love of God. And he wanted to propagate devotional service in the world on the platform of spontaneous attraction. Right? So he wanted to taste this. As Krishna, he just wanted to taste the sweet essence of the mellows of love of God with his devotees there. Okay? Here he wanted to taste the sweet essence of the mellows of love of God and convert many people and save them by doing this, not just keep it within Vrindavan. See? That's why he's considered supremely jubilant. See, people could see, wow, there's no, when you see a devotee worshiping God in that kind of ecstasy and intimacy, they're supremely jubilant. You know, they're more jubilant than anybody else, unless they're devotees like that too. In Vaishnavism, it's pretty rare to see that kind of jubilation that brings tears to the eyes or boisterous laughing, you know, shivering, choking, and, you know, intense bliss. See? So, and so he wanted to propagate it on the level of spontaneous traction. Those persons, if they see, wow, that's really nice. How can I also get this? And so you associate with those devotees, and by, you get this seed of bhakti. They call it bhakti lata bij, which is taste. See? So this taste, you can start to cultivate this bhakti, okay? Because you taste your way deeper and deeper into it, okay? To the point where you have a spontaneous awakening of this devotion. It's dormant in the hearts of everybody. Prabhupada said not everybody gets this bhakti lata bij from the guru, often because they have desires for other things. It's like you may have desire for this or that because naturally, but inside in your heart, the Lord knows, do you really want that? Maybe you want to be a great teacher or a great guru or something. So you may not get this bhakti lata bij, at least right away. You first have to fulfill your desires. And the Lord might make you a great teacher or something, charismatic person or something. I don't know, you know. Okay? So people want different things. Okay? So the whole thing is devotees teach that it's about taste. It's not about some position. It's about taste. It's about relishing the taste for this bhakti. Okay? And then you'll be a real teacher. Isn't that the example here? It's not, I don't have no stamps, no things on the wall, nothing. The only thing that's making this work as the guru-disciple relationship in the parampara dispensation of this is the taste. Okay, that's all you can really get here that's of any value, is the ability to taste this bhakti. And those who are getting that means, you're attracted to the name and the pastimes, qualities of Krishna. You like to be close to Krishna. Yeah. That's the greatest treasure. And people don't think it's of any value. That's why they don't care about it. Even Vaishnavas, they don't even know it's a treasure. Okay? So we're here to teach people, hey man, the treasure's here. It's being distributed. And this is the real treasure. This is the great Varnashram Dharma is not the real treasure. It's a material system of organization of society. You know, to get people like searching for the truth and be like, you know, kind of, you know, with a cool head in your working situation and to know, you know, what your propensities are and act. Yeah, that's all. So, you know, this organization, mode of goodness. The taste for Krishna's name and pastime is transcendental. Boy, you guys are really chatting away, huh? Maybe listen more. I don't know, man. Okay, so thus he's known as the supremely jubilant. Tasting this bhakti, it makes you really jubilant. That's how you want to know where the treasure of Krishna consciousness is where you see a jubilant devotee manifesting this kind of jubilation because the Lord has given himself to them. Okay? Oh, and supremely merciful, this other quality. Supremely merciful, you know what that means? Translate practically. You can also get this bhakti in this life, not many lifetimes. If you're really tasting this bhakti, and the Lord gives the order, you have the power to distribute this. See? And not big trips where you got to follow all these rules and regulations. No, it's just you can, people, all they have to do is believe in the message coming from you, because it's the ordered by the parampara. It's the order. I'm telling everybody, this was ordered by Prabhupada, that everybody get love of God. Devotional mellows, get real bhakti lata bees, get this taste. By your gurus out there. By who you believe is your guru, your life and soul. Prabhupada ordered this. All you have to do is agree to take it, accept it. The hardest thing is get people to accept this. See? That, accept the mercy. See? The mercy is here. That kind of ecstasy of the union and separation was there with Lord Caitanya, right? Therefore, it was his desire to give it. Well, that union and separation is here again, not to the extent of the Lord, but still here, that quality. And the same order is given, give it out. Whoever will accept the mercy. If you don't accept it, I don't know, I want something else. Well, you don't get it. Only to have is believe in the message. Believe in the good news. For the Vaishnavas, Spirit, this Bhakti Lata Bij, the taste for the name and the passive Lord. If you don't have it, you can get it here. It's been ordered. Okay? The devotee is just a server, They give it, you place, the order's been placed, okay? And the cook has been cooking it, and the devotee, the server, comes out. What do they serve you? The real Krishna, Bhakti Lata Bij, devotion. See, so only the devotee who is the most jubilant of all the Vaishnavas you see, you got to find the most jubilant person, and then the mercy of Lord Chaitanya is there. Right? Does that make sense? They got to have that quality, jubilant, in union and separation. They have to have those mellows, tasting those mellows. That's the real spiritual master. That's the finishing work. Okay? Where the most jubilant devotee is where the most mercy they have. Jubilant means they're worshiping the Lord in such ecstasy that it's obvious, and therefore they got the most spiritual power because of that ecstatic worship. The most spiritual knowledge. The best understanding. See? So that's bona fide spiritual master in our line. You don't need any papers for that. You don't need any groups of that. All you need is to teach the truth. And then those who are sincere, who've been studying the books or not studying, but Krishna says, go there, they're the ones we deal with here. So we got 14 people, and we deal with people that are coming here, that are sent here. The message goes out. Jesus did the same thing. He preached the message, and he even said, whoever the Lord draws will come here. It's the same thing here. See, we just preach the truth and the message, and whoever's meant to come here, comes here. A lot of Vaishnavas are just in process, and they may not get it, what we're doing right now. Maybe they'll get it in a few years. Maybe next lifetime. Who knows? It's just up to the way the Lord is working with each individual. He's in the hearts of everybody. Directing the wandering. See, Bhagavad Gita, I'm seated in the heart of all living beings, directing their wanderings. He'll direct those he wants here because, they really want him, and you can get him here because that's what we're here to do. Pass out Krishna. People pass out flyers. You get a flyer, right? Yeah, pass out Krishna. So purport a little bit. During the period of Lord Krishna's appearance, the killing of asuras or non-believers such as Kamsa and Jarasandha was done by Vishnu. who was within the person Krishna. Such apparent killing by Lord Krishna took place as a matter of course and was an incidental activity for him. See, people, the Asuras wouldn't listen to Krishna often. So he actually had to remove kill them in that sense. He gave them liberation. See, Asuras, non-believers. And so here, if you notice, all you have to do is become a believer by association. If you come here and you'll get increasing taste, and because many people are atheists. They don't, there are a lot of people in Krishna Consciousness movement that are atheists. Actually, most are. They don't know it. To tell them that, it was like too tough of a teaching. The bottom line is, the Lord is Satchidananda. You can be worshiping the Lord in the temples and everything, and you're not seeing His Satchidananda presence, or you're not realizing it. So therefore the Lord sends a devotee empowered with Satchidananda. Well, most Vaishnavas don't like this. Therefore they're still atheists. Tough teaching, right? Think, oh, that's not true and everything. That's in the Bhagavatam, man. Bhagavatam. Jarasandha was considered an atheist, and more than that, a demon. And you know what? He followed the rules and regulations of Vishnu. He worshipped Lord Vishnu, which most people are doing. They're not worshiping Krishna yet. They have Krishna there and Radha there, but they don't have the qualification to worship Krishna and relish Krishna's true presence. Because they have no devotion awakened yet. Therefore, who are they worshiping? Vishnu. According to what? Rules. Vishnu is worshipped according to rules and regulations. So Jarasandha was doing that. Yet he was considered an atheist, and he was charitable to Brahmins. He never lied. Great saintly king, they thought. But he was considered an atheist and a demon. Why? And this is what people need to know. This is the birds and the bees. Because he was not accepting or favorable to the Satchidananda presence of Krishna when he came from where? Vrindavan. Where is Vrindavan? What is Vrindavan the manifestation of? The extreme of Satchidananda. See? Eternal form of God, with perfect knowledge of the truth, in the highest ecstasy. And he was against that. Therefore, he's a demon and an atheist. Now, Prabhupada wouldn't he put it in the books, all in there, it's all in the scriptures, but they don't comment too much on that. You got to be ready for this. That's practically the only hope for a lot of these devotees, because they think they're great saints. Many of them, they oh no, I don't think that. I don't know anything and everything, but they act like they know everything. If they come here and think they know everything, and often they do, see, they're not into Satchidananda, nor do they know how to approach the absolute truth in the real process. And that we're here to teach that for those who are open, those the Lord draws here. See? So the bottom line is, God, the real God in his real manifestation, and that's why people don't see the real God here, is they're not favorable to the real God. And that's why he doesn't come here always so often, because people are not favorable. They're not favorable or open to Satchidananda. See, that ecstatic bliss of God. Vrindavan, especially Vrindavan, is being given. Real conclusive knowledge like this. See, if you say, oh, Gaurahari, you're really wrong. Well, I just proved it. Did I prove it?
It's obvious.
It's right there in the Bhagavatam, and you still think I'm wrong? See, that means you're less intelligent. Go do the Viadhi. Go follow Jarasandha. That's why Prabhupada taught that. People are not qualified to understand the truth yet. They're not favorable. If everybody was favorable and to Satchidananda, why wouldn't Prabhupada just cry every day in front of everybody? and Bhakti Siddhanta and Bhakti Vinod. Why did they hold it back? Because people are not real devotees yet. It's too much for them. Well, sorry to tell you guys, it's time for the birds and the bees. You don't like it? Too bad. Stay out there in Vaidhi, follow the rules, regulation, Varnashram Dharma for however long it takes. But this is the news. This is the good news. This kind of worship, man, is being given now, again. Yeah, it's been ordered. I ain't backing down from this. Why should I? It's ordered by the divinity, the parampara. All that force is behind us. You can have 1 million balkers out there. I don't care how many, all the groups against this. I'm sorry, man. The real parampara is behind giving Satchidananda again. Whoever wants it, you want to be delivered in this life, come forward. Here, listen to this message. Accept that mercy. Okay? No many lifetimes now. No. That's just lack of the real spiritual power and the order. We got both. Even before I got the order, for years I was worshiping the Lord in ecstatic level. Didn't even know the ramifications of it. It was just natural. Then the order comes. Oh boy, when that bhakti is here and then the order to distribute it comes, watch out, man. It's going to be distributed. And it is being distributed. People are picking it up. If you don't believe this, well, believe some other things. Other teachings out there. Go ahead. Go for the teachings and the word. See the word coming out of the Vaishnava's mouth. Yeah, believe the word of Varnashram Dharma. That's all you get is what you hear and what you believe in. What message do you believe? Okay? Oh, yeah. Or then the other one. Yeah, Raganuga this and this, but after many lifetimes, you'll get prem. Okay, well, believe that message, and that's true. You believe that, that's what you get. What you hear and what you believe is what you get. You hear this message, hey, man, get Bhakti Lata Bij, come here, listen to this. God will work with you. He'll start giving you encounters with him so that your faith increases like that. Even more so than those persons doing Viadhi Bhakti. Their faith is increasing by doing Viadhi slowly. Here it happens fast. Because they're still working up to being able to face the Satchidananda manifestation of the Lord. And if you come here, just like Christina, she's come here, right? A good example. Pick them out there. She came here. She didn't follow the big course in Vaidhi to become favorable to Satchidananda. She just came here and just because in her heart, she said, became favorable to Satchidananda. Therefore, you get ecstasy. You get to worship like this. And she could even see, she went to the ISKCON temple. She says, oh yeah, they're good and everything, but they're not experiencing this kind of ecstatic intimacy with God. All right. Whoops, what happened here? Oh, I know, the battery is down for some reason. Okay, give me a red cord over there. Oh, sit there. It's easier. Oh, yeah. Hey, can you do me a favor? Can you walk down to the tent and I have these two plug things, my little power banks.
Oh, okay.
Actually, just bring the blue one. Bring them both. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oops. Anyway, the thing went off. All right, what are you guys doing here? Let's see here. Let's see. I don't want liberation. I want to be God. Why does he demand? What is this stuff? What is going on here? Telling you he doesn't do it. Abusing his power. Who is abusing his power? What are you guys talking about? I don't want liberty. I want to be God. Oh, thank you. Hello there. Sorry, I have the sound off because I'm doing a Facebook Live thing here. Sorry about that. Yeah, I don't know what this conversation. I haven't followed it, man. I don't know what you guys are talking about. All right, so yeah, maybe that's good enough for now, huh? Well, let me see if I can get this fired up again. Let's see if it'll turn on. Actually, I have another thing I'll turn on. Yeah. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Here we go. Turn the sound up. Okay. How's it going, my friend?
Where you at camping there, sir?
Oh, I'm camping in I'm in where's this? This is Turtle Creek Campground. It's right below was it Lake Tahoe?
You any kin to Joe Biden?
Do I what now?
I said, are you any akin to Joe Biden?
Oh no. Are you kidding? I don't want any communist takeover.
Seems your memory's slipping.
Why is my memory slipping? Oh, that's a joke. No.
Uncle Joe.
Yeah. No, that stuff is anyway. Our world is coming to Do you know? I just found out that civilizations only last like an average of 240 years. There was an expert on civilizations. All of them change and they break down in average of 240 years. And we're at 248. We're beyond the average time. So it's not surprising that all these things are happening.
We're getting broke down, huh?
Yeah. There's this guy's. He's an expert. I was watching yesterday, and he showed that also. He showed like I think about 10 about 8 civilizations, and each one lasted no more than 250 years. And they all have a cycle, and we're in that same cycle where they all broke down. It's like amazing. It's like wow, man.
What happened to civilization?
What happens is they break down, and then it's like when like the for example our civilization
break down and reestablish, huh?
Yeah, it's like we've been really strong, the America, right? And so it's like a superpower. So now it's being weakened, and it's kind of on its knees. And then the ones who are like they wait for you like really being down, like the Marxist communists, and they come over and start kicking you.
China.
Exactly. China. Exactly. They come in and they take over. So anyway, it is what it is. That's why we better get right with God, otherwise we're having a problem. What do you think?
Well, you know, it's a lot to ponder on.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just where is the way out of it? You know, like all I know is I feel in my heart happy just because of my worship with with God. In my worship, I feel happy, but I look around and I say, my God, this whole world is going to pot. I see people very deluded, very much controlled by like bad things, and they think they're good things. Like they go out there. Can you imagine people going out and rioting? It's just and many people, they're good people, but they've been confused and they're manipulated and being controlled. And so a lot of that's going on. People are masking up. They're doing bad things for themselves, and they think it's good things. It's just a lot of weird stuff going on nowadays.
Yeah, you used to wouldn't be allowed in a store with a mask. Now you can't get in the store without a mask.
That's right. It's pretty amazing, huh?
I don't wear a mask to the store. If I can't go in without a mask, I don't go in.
All right, man. That's good. Make a stand.
You got to stand up for something.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the problem with our society now. We've been over and pointed our butt up to everybody, and they just take advantage of it.
Yeah.
We don't have no morals anymore. We don't have any values, and our worth is shit.
Yeah. Well, that's what the last stage in the collapse of a society is decadence. When it falls into decadence, which we're in that phase, there no morals, no solidity. They're canceling culture. We're losing that root. That's when it collapses, and so we're in the collapse stage here now. So it's nothing.
We're on the collapse doorstep.
Yep, we're in. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I believe there's always a purpose and a divine purpose for everything. And to me, it pushes people back to the source. The source, I really, I personally know and believe is God.
Right.
And what about you? What do you stand for in life?
Well, I just don't really know about everything. I mean, there's been a lot of things written throughout history that man has put pen to paper, and it's been transformed, translated, and everything else, and we don't really know what's real out here. I mean, as far as actually knowing, because all we really have to go by, it's what people have written.
Good point.
And we don't know how much of that ever got changed throughout all the time, throughout all these different civilizations, throughout all these 240, 50-year periods.
Yes. Yeah.
We don't really know what transpires 1,000 years ago or 10,000 years ago, because that history has passed through so many people's hands that had opportunity to alter that history or do anything else they pleased to that history. So therefore, we don't really know about everything. We just know what people put pen to paper,
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I agree with you. That's what I never looked into this much before, but it's been like brought up that it looks like history has been rewritten a few times already, and like they want to rewrite it again. And so, but you know, the path I follow is a disciplic succession. It's called a disciplic succession, and the information and the knowledge is to me, I found to be reliable and clean. And reliable is it gives me an experience of something more subtle, more divine. So to me, that's my confirmation. You know, is like an experience and encounter that there is a God, and I can relate to the Lord and have these encounters. You know, and which is my heart wants to be connected, and so anyway, there is, and this is really the only way we can get real knowledge is in a like a lineage, but it has to be an unbroken one. See, that brings us back into real truth, and that's rare. That's very rare to have. Even many things in the Bible is not reliable because it's been rewritten by.
I mean, you know, it's just like with the news media right now. It's so fake, but it's been that way for years. But people are more aware of it now because we have all these different ways to communicate with people all around the world now. So when they're manipulating what's real or something that's unreal, when they try to make you believe it is real, I mean, we're on to that now. How many decades have they been doing this? I mean, it's just like my thought about it is this. I'm going to ask you the question.
Okay.
Do you think we've ever been to the moon?
No.
My friend, my friend here is pretty emphatic about it. There.
No.
She says no. I agree. Also, I don't believe it.
I agree. Also.
Yeah.
Lie.
I mean.
Yeah.
Okay, we went to the moon in what year? 1969.
No.
It's 2020, and we haven't been back. And it's the technology we have today, and we've not been back to the moon. We had crap technology when we supposedly went to the moon. How did we get there? I just don't believe it.
Yeah, no, it's of course, with the technology. As a matter of fact, all this stuff is coming out to light. You know, like they now they make holographs of all kinds of stuff, and it looks real. It's all hologram stuff. And
that's what I'm saying, though. That example right there. I mean, and they, you know, it was all over TV how we were the first people to set foot on the moon. The news media, they plastered that all over everywhere they could plaster it.
Yeah.
So if they were doing that then with that, what else is it? What else have we been lied to about? What else have they pulled the wool over our eyes about? I think it's probably everything.
Everything. Oh, you know, it's coming to light. Anybody with a brain, you know, that hasn't been programmed by TV and media, you know, can see that. I mean, you know, it's like people, this mass media thing, they're all saying the same damn thing. They're all programmed. They have a program they're given by their higher ups, whoever they are, you know, and they're telling us lies. They're telling us to do the wrong thing.
Know, and as far as the God thing, I believe there is a superior being. I don't believe we come from monkeys. I think, you know, someone created us to be who we are. But the thing about it is you think about all the wars that we have, and these wars are mainly to control population. That's all, mostly what it's for. There's too many people on the earth, they say, so we got to weed them out however we can. Okay, if you're it's just I forget where I lost my train of thought. there's all of these wars we have, and we're killing all these people, and supposed to be doing good, and we got the religions. You got the Muslims, you got the Catholics, you got the Baptists, and you got the Jews, and you got the Christians, and all these damn people are at war with one another. That's all they do, is they fight over their damn religions. Because this one thinks their religion is right. Who knows if any of them's right?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's like it's almost, it's the same thing with racism. It's all set up to be negative, dividing people. And it's the same thing with politics. And they always say you don't never talk about race, religion, and politics. That's the three no-nos.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
because all those things cause problems.
Yes, they do.
One with the other.
Yeah.
So I'm for the feeling is, if you want to believe in God, that's your God-given right. If you don't want to believe in God, that's your right to do that as well. But at the end of the day, what matters out here, that's, in my opinion, is that we're good to each other, regardless of what we look like or who we are. You treat me well, I'll treat you well. I do believe there is a God.
Yeah.
And, you know, but I also I believe this too, because I've studied the Bible. I used to go to church on a regular basis. There's things in the Bible that I truly don't understand. And, you know, it says in the Bible it's a sin for a man to have long hair. That he shouldn't have long hair. He should keep stay groomed, keep trimmed, whatever how it's worded. But yet every picture you see of Jesus, what's he got?
Long hair.
Long hair. Samson got his power from what?
Long hair. Yeah. Hey, you know,
But yet it's written.
Yeah.
It's written in Scripture that it's a sin for a man to have long hair.
Yeah, I know. It's, you know, I study the Vedic religion. Okay, from it's called from India, and they have the same hypocrisy there in a sense. They say the same thing.
What I really believe that Bible was written. Now, whether there's a God or whether there isn't a God, someone sat down and wrote this Bible to make people feel and believe and give them it's a roadmap to live a good life. If you want to live a good life, you live like this. You do people this way. You treat people this way, and you're going to get this kind of things in return.
Right.
But and that don't always happen. Sometimes you can do all these good things, and you never reap the benefit of it. I guess. But the thing about it is, though, by you doing these things and you living that life, if everybody's doing that, we're all getting along out here. We're all doing good together. It was a thing to try to bring people together, which is a good thing. But who knows? We don't really know how real it actually is. Because, like I say, it was pen to paper through generations, centuries, decades, millennials. I mean, how much doctor? I've even heard that there's chapters of the Bible that we've never even seen that people. I mean, it's not in the 64 books or how many ever it is of the Bible.
Yeah.
There are some that were left out.
Yeah. No, there's that. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah.
But I mean, just with all the manipulation of what is actual real, with like going to the moon and all these things, they've told us so much crap. It's hard to know what to even begin to believe anymore, you know?
Yeah.
That's just kind of where I'm at.
Mm-hmm. Well, why don't you check out the Vedas sometime? Very interesting.
Who?
The Vedas. The Vedas. It's called the Vedas. Is also like the Bible, but it's in a if you get it in a disciplic line, and you see, I don't know, I like it because it just makes things more clear in the Bible and as truth.
Right. Well, I mean, everything is so much been lost through translation and all of these things. I mean,
yeah. Well, this is the thing. This if you get one, like this person that translated this book, it's pretty clean. It's pretty nice. These books in the Vedas, and they shed a lot of light. I don't know. I feel it in my heart. It's real, and it gives me encounters also with deeper understanding of a relationship with God. So you know. Yeah, it's just like it works. So the Vedas are real nice. It helps me understand the Bible better and where the bullshit is in the Bible, you know, and where the good stuff is. It just helps clarify things, you know. So anyway, the more, I mean, that's the way I've went. I've studied the Vedas and I chant these mantras, chant this Krishna mantra. Yeah. Yeah, and I feel this connects me with the source. You know, people call it different names: God, Krishna, Christ. You know, whatever. Doesn't matter.
But I mean, that's my thing. I mean, we're supposed to be out here as people trying to love one another. That's the human nature thing that I think to do. That's the natural thing. We're supposed to love one another.
Right.
We're not supposed to take up arms and we got all these religious wars that everybody's fighting over a religion. You got, I mean, back in the day, it was, and it's still going on. The IRA, the Irish over in Ireland, fighting the Protestants and the damn Christians. They've been fighting for centuries, man.
Yeah.
And they're both supposedly fighting for the same God. I mean. Mm-hmm. I don't understand all that. How are you, as a God-fearing person, fighting another God-fearing person just because he believes different than you do?
Yeah. Well, you know, if you want to, if you say you don't understand that, if you want to begin to understand that, I could share things with you later about these things. Because if you get more knowledge about, like, the bigger picture, it just makes all the sense why things are going on, like why all this division, or why. This is what I learned by disciplic succession and other experiences. If you want, I'll share with you later some of my experiences and what I've learned about that. If you just have the Bible and all of this kind of what you see is, you know, on the outside, that's all you're going to see. But there's some deeper perspective. You can see where it all ties in, actually, on different levels going on, and you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Maybe another time we'll talk about this. Right now, I've been sitting here for 3 hours practically, talking. I have been doing this Facebook Live at the same time, and so.
Man.
Yeah. So let's talk another time. I got you. I'm following you. If you want, you can follow me, and we'll have another discussion. Yeah, I like your depth of intelligence there. All right, nice meeting you, my friend.
I don't know about all that, but I mean, there's just a lot of things. I mean, you know, in the Bible it speaks about children, obey your parents, and long will your days be on earth. But yet, heaven is such a wonderful place. Why you want to punish me and make my days long on earth? And I got a better place I could be going, to heaven.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
You should reward me. You know,
yeah.
I mean,
well,
it's this stuff like that, you know,
well, we can,
I get it. People want to live as long as they can live.
Yeah.
But if there's a more gloriful life than the one we're living now, why would you want to wait for it?
Well, there's a reason for that. actually. And we can talk about that later too if you want. I'll share this perspective here and see if it adds to your perspective a little bit later. You know, it's a big topic, these things.
Well, I'll listen to anybody. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Don't mean I'll believe what they're telling me, but I'll listen.
Yeah, good, exactly, man. That's good. You should be a critical thinker, you know, cautious. Okay, my friend.
Take care, and you have a good day,
You
man.
too. Yeah, nice to meet you.
You as well.
Yeah. Wow, 8 fans. That's good. That's amazing. Yeah. All right, guys. I got to get up and do some prescribed activities, like move my booty around. All right. Yeah, Karuna Sindhu. Yeah, I don't know, man. Needs a battlefield of Kurukshetra. Karuna Sindhu. I got some blowback by him. Yeah. Anyway, the guy is pretty intelligent, man. You know, he's not just accepting stuff. He's thinking. See, this is the thing. Persons like that. He's maybe from hillbilly type, but he was a nice guy, very intelligent actually. Had natural intelligence. Lord's protecting him from, you know, believing all the bullshit, man. That's a lot. And you know, in a sense, he was inquiring. You know. So anyway, I'll talk to him another time. Hare Krishna, everybody. I'll see you later. Thank you very much for coming.